Hey everyone, it's Andy here. It's nice to take some time to connect with you all, even if it's not quite face to face, and we're recording this message for you. I hope you're appreciating the time to take a step back from your day to day work, think about the learnings you've had on the program so far, and the lessons you've learned about yourself and about management and leadership from Live Event 1 you're putting into practice. So the two skills we're going to focus on this call here today are difficult situations and managing conflict, and the second one, prioritization and expectation management. So as you are leading and managing others, part of the job you have is to maintain the high standard of work you set yourself and do that through the people you're working with. And the second thing to really be aware of is, as you're now focusing more on people and relationships, how are you aware of the conflict that appears every day through the small interactions, but also the things that are under the surface that don't always get said? How can you look for those things as well? So these two skills, we want you to think about how they are connected, but also how separately can you deal with them in the best way. And after this short introduction, Raymond's going to tell you the exact challenge. So the first one, just to spend a little bit of time on, is difficult situations and managing conflict. Now, as you're managing and leading, and this happens across all businesses all around the world, as human beings, there's things that we do differently. We have preferences of working styles. We have different deadlines, different expectations. Some managers think one thing's important, others think the other thing is more important. And innately, the way we do things means that sometimes differences of opinions arise, and those things can cause conflict. Now, the skill that you need to develop is to be aware of how can you identify things that could cause conflict as early as possible, and then when you need to intervene and challenge things and step in, when do you do that, and how do you do that in the most effective way? The other skill we're going to be looking at is prioritization and expectation management. So as you can see from your skill cards, you may have understood the model from Stephen Covey, which looks at urgent and important, and things that are not urgent, not important. If you haven't had a chance to look at that, I really recommend that as a model to look at and take some time. And as I mentioned earlier, part of your job when you're delegating work and helping your team to produce results that you want is that you set the right standards so they know how and when to deliver what you want them to deliver, and you can give feedback effectively to keep them on track, to keep things as effective as possible. So part of this job is about you thinking what is the most important thing in the week and in the month, and maybe taking some time out yourself to connect with your priorities and making sure that as a team you have the right visions and the right goals and you can set these tasks as effectively as possible. Now, you might see where these two skills do interconnect, and if you don't set a task correctly, that might cause conflict, and sometimes the result of resolving conflict might be just to really agree on where was the miscommunication. So I'm going to pass over now to Raymond to explain what is the task or challenge you're going to be taking. And I really look forward to connecting with you and seeing you all very soon. Good luck with the challenge.